Well, first trip of my journey since becoming legally blind. Definitely off to an interesting start. I haven't been yet to O&M school for the mobility training for the cane, so kind of self-taught right now. Looking forward to that, definitely. Flew out of Savannah to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to San Diego, California, which out doing a walk the best I can. Full disclosure, I am legally blind. I still have some functional vision, but definitely significant challenges. I'll give you the punchline. Definitely a learning. I got on a plane later than I should have, and when I was putting a bag up, a gentleman said, "Excuse me, sir, your cane," and I realized that I had not kept it in the correct position, vertical. When I was putting the bag up, I'd done almost horizontal, and the tip of my cane happened to be laying in his crotch. So if you can't laugh at yourself, don't laugh at anybody, and I'm going to laugh at myself on that one. So that was a learning. I definitely am going to have to be better about that. Also, got to make sure that you get on the planes at first call for the needing the extra assistance, disability. Long story on how that happened, but oopsies. I will give a complete and utter absolute hats off to TSA and airport personnel from start to finish. Fantastic job. Walked me to TSA. Good thing if you're just starting to experience this. Vision loss is not the end. It changes the journey, there's no doubt. And I'm just starting it myself, but it's definitely not the end. I did ask the TSA officer, "Hey man, why do you swab the hands of myself?" And I've seen videos of people who are legally blind, and no one else really. And he said that basically that the machine that they put everybody through, where you put your hands up in the air and you have to stand on a certain spot, they don't put you through that when you're visually impaired. Well, that machine also scans for explosive residues and things. So by taking you through the simpler machine, which is just really a metal detector, they still have to swab you for that. So if you're wondering why a visually impaired person is over there getting their hand swabbed, no, they didn't do anything wrong. They just couldn't go through the machine that would have automatically done it. So good learning. So then I will say my counselors encouraged me heavily not to be too proud. I'm extremely type A, extremely independent, always have been, so this is new for me. I as of February went low vision diagnosis, and then by May, was unfortunately my vision had slipped far enough that now I'm legally blind. So kind of quickly, and vision's always been, slowly going down over time, very gradual slope, and then just poof, it just happened. So I have a genetic, basically a disease that's messing with my eyes, and there's nothing they can do about it. So to that end, having to get used to not being that just complete type A, and not really taking a lot of help with this type of stuff. So all my counselors have really encouraged me heavily, look, before you go on this trip, you've got to accept the help where it's offered. You really need to do it, and you need to seek it out, even if you think you can do it. So great advice. I got to give hats off to Dr. R on that one, especially because when I landed in San Diego, California, flights had changed. It was really stressful because there was delays, and there's a plane that they had to reschedule me on because of the delays, and all this stuff had changed. First time flying like this, but whatever, we made it. And so I get to San Diego, and they didn't have the disability, the low vision disability assistance person there at the gate for me like they had everywhere else, probably because the plane changed. So they I thought about, man, I could probably make it to baggage claim. I could probably find my way there. And then I thought better of it. I said, you know, I've been coached and coached that I need to be able to realize that I can't do what I thought I could do, you know, and even if I can, that there might be hurdles that I'm not thinking about and aware of. So I asked for the help. I waited. They came. They were awesome. I got to tell you, the airport staff has just been phenomenal. So they took me all the way to baggage claim, and then I told her I needed to pick up an Uber. And let me tell you guys, again, this goes back to you think you can do it until it's too late and you can't. So I'm super glad that I asked for the help, and you should too, because when she went to take me to the Uber location, and fantastic, again, service, it was like playing Frogger on permadeath. And if you don't know what that means, if you've never played video games, that means that it's like life. You get hit by the car, it's over. You don't get to just restart where you were before. That was basically what this was like. It was, I don't even know, 6 or 9 lanes of traffic, and there was no stop sign basically. And it was, she was like, okay, there's 5 cars coming, and I don't see them. And I wouldn't have seen them, quite frankly, if I was trying to cross that alone. And so just really, really got to encourage that you can't be so independent that you hurt yourself, quite frankly, and that will happen. I've fallen down way too many stairs at this point to deny that. And yeah, playing Frogger across the road would have been a really, really, really bad mistake, and one that might not end well. So I got to tell you, if you're new to this, like I am, it's going to be all right, but we've got to accept the help where we can and realize that it's not over, but it is different, and we can't be the way we were before, but it doesn't mean that we are any less than what we were before. We just have to do it differently and accept the help where it's offered. And I will tell you that for me, carrying around this cane was a challenge in my head. You know, what are people going to think? How are they going to treat me? All those things that you think about. And I've always been so independent. But I will tell you what, I'm sure there's still plenty of jerks in the world, but I have been presented with more kindness, more people that just want to be of some kind of help. They don't know how, but something, than I ever expected on this trip. And this is going to be a journey, and we'll see if you guys like this kind of content. It's new for me. I've always just streamed video games and stuff like that. You know, I'll keep doing it, but I think it's going to be an interesting journey. And my next step is O&M school, waiting on that to come up, as well as some assistive technologies, excuse me, to help me keep my current position and keep doing well for my company. And that's my plan. And again, your world doesn't have to end just because you've become low vision or legally blind. You know, and everybody has a different definition of all that. I mean, if you hear me speak about this in the future and going forward, basically the way I look at it is really, really simple. You know, I'm legally blind. That's true. That doesn't mean that I am dark. It's not Stevie Wonder necessarily. It's, in fact, if you are at that point, no disrespect. It's simply that no one really understands what all these terms and definitions mean unless they're living it. So don't be surprised when you tell somebody you're visually impaired or you're low vision or you're legally blind, if they always assume you're completely dark, that you have no vision left. That's normal. Don't be offended by that. It's just people just don't know. They don't know what they don't know. I actually ordered on Etsy. I don't know if you can see it. Shirts to help, because it's easier than keeping on explaining. So it says, this one says low vision, enough vision to be dangerous, or something like that. I got another one that's big old low vision thing, and it says something like, I can see but I can't see. It's complicated. And I found that, you know, while wearing a shirt like that, yeah, it calls me out. But hey, I'm walking around with a freaking cane. Of course I'm called out anyway. It also just helps when I'm trying to explain to somebody, and they laugh. I point at the shirt, I'm saying, this basically explains it. And they laugh, and just makes it easier for them, so they're not as uncomfortable around us. But yeah, it's definitely a learning. One thing I will say is, man, traveling, give yourself some grace, man. Give yourself some extra time. It is so exhausting compared to traveling sighted. Because again, last year I was sighted. I mean, and it is different. So when you get to your destination, you're going to be probably exhausted. Maybe you won't be. Maybe you're Superman and Superwoman. But I definitely was so exhausted, like running a freaking marathon. So make sure you give yourself a little extra time and be okay with that. So I really hope this video helps somebody. Helps you to know that you're not alone if you're starting to go through this. And if you're not going through this and a friend, family, loved one, coworker is, maybe this video and any others that I choose to do will help you have a better understanding and be more comfortable. Well, till next time, y'all have a good one. Peace out.